Do you love the idea of having an organized capsule wardrobe? But you also love wearing lots of color and print. Did you know that it is possible to have a maximalist capsule wardrobe? Yes, and those two things are not a contradiction. In this video, I am going to show you how you can have just a few pieces in bold, colorful colors and still have a small wardrobe with plenty to wear. If you are new to me, I am Tracy Gold. I am your menopause style expert, and I've been styling and designing for women just like you for well over 20 years. I'm also 51 years old. Let's get started. The first step to creating your maximalist capsule wardrobe is to choose a color palette. Now, if you're wearing an array of colors, you probably are finding that things are not mixing and matching. And you might have kind of outfits, but definitely not mix and match, which means you do need a lot of clothes in your closet. So let me show you an alternative. You want to choose a color palette that's going to work for your complexion. Now, I'm going to show you two different color palettes. You do not have to go with one. In fact, maybe start with two and then grow it over time, and you'll find you'll start really building a good capsule wardrobe. Now I'm going to show you how I do it for myself, for my clients, and also how I design. Because what I do as a designer is I always work with a color palette so that my clients have got lots of mix and match, so that even they can build on the things that they bought from last season, because the things are such good quality that they last for a long time. Now, there are two color palettes that I have chosen. First of all, I'm going to show you, and I'll take this out and display it in a moment, but I first of all have the brown and orange color palette. Now, you might be surprised because you think, oh, but bold color and fun means always bold color and fun. You can have color and fun and boldness in neutral colors. It's just the way in which you do it. And you're going to see here there is plenty of print and fun to go around, as well as texture. So even if you prefer more neutral colors or more grounded kind of earthy colors, you can still do a maximalist capsule. The next is my red capsule. Now, this is where you want to choose a color that is your statement color. It works really well for your complexion, and in fact, every time you wear it, everybody says like, wow, like, have you just gotten back from vacation? Or what have you done with your hair? Because they think you look so amazing, but they're not sure why. That's often the signs of a good color. Now, mine is red. If you've been following me for a while, you'll know how much I love red. So red is a good capsule color. In fact, to me, red is a basic, and I'll show you what I mean. The third element that you're going to need in your capsule wardrobe are your neutrals that go with everything. So this would be maybe black, maybe brown, maybe denim. I love denim. Denim for me is such a great neutral. And you may want to have two different color washes of jeans that are going to go with everything. That can also really work for you. It's just about finding the right shades and the right shapes for your body shape as well. Now, this is how I like to display things. I'm a visual person, and I find it really helps, especially if you are not a visual person, to make sure that you can see everything laid out and how it's going to mix and match and dress up and dress down. Bearing in mind, obviously, you want everything to go with your body shape, with your personal style, and with your lifestyle. Otherwise, you're not going to get the wear from it. Now, what I really love is to make sure that there is an equal balance of bottoms and tops to go with it. Now, this doesn't mean that you can't include dresses, because of course, I have got a dress included in this capsule, but you have the magic top that can go over it. You'll see in a moment, because I'm actually going to do the outfit so that you can actually see how it works in real time. Now, what you also want to see is that your other basics are going to go with everything else, which is going to give you even more wear than you ever thought possible. Okay, now let's look at the red capsule. So obviously I have on some of the pieces from the red capsule. So I've got the top on and the skirt, and then I have the bottom. So I've got two bottoms, I've got a bunch of tops, I've got a dress, and importantly, I have my jacket. Now, because it's summertime, I'm not going to focus on making sure that the jacket goes in all the different outfits because it's summertime. But especially during these interseasonal times, you want to make sure that you have a jacket that's going to go with everything in your capsule wardrobe. Same as with the brown, and better yet, if you can get a jacket that goes with both, even better. For example, a good denim jacket would go really well with everything. So it gives you tons and tons of wear. You're probably thinking to yourself, I wonder what shoes and bags she's going to wear with this. If you are wearing black, black, and black, you don't really need to think that much about your shoes and bags. But when you're wearing color, you do. So let's talk about shoes first. One way of going about this is to go either with a nude shoe, nude that is your shade of nude, or metallic. I used to love nude shoes, and nude are fantastic because they elongate your leg, they make you look taller, etc. But I love a good metallic. Then as a maximalist, I'm gathering you're going to want more than just one pair of shoes. Although the gold shoes are going to go with a whole bunch, I love to bring in my fun shoes. I have to say, I am Tracy Gold and I have a shoe problem. But what you want to do to minimize your shoe collection, if that is possible, is to choose colors that are going to go with your capsule. So in my capsule, in my red, I have both pink and red combination, and I really love that. So I've got pink and red shoes. The red is for more my casual look. The pink is for my more dressy look. Goes with everything in my capsule. Now, what about bags? Well, I tend to be very minimalist with my bags because I wear a lot of color and print. However, they're not that minimal. I mean, minimalist as in I have just a few of them. So one of the things that you can do is go with a nude bag. This is going to go very well with the brown capsule. It's going to work perfectly. It will go with absolutely everything. You can find something with texture and fun. Just because it's a nude doesn't mean it has to be boring. Then, of course, because I have a red capsule, I have to have a red tote. This goes with almost everything in the red capsule and with some of the things in the brown capsule. Great if you can get that crossover. The other thing that you can do is go for a multicolor bag. However, you do want to make sure that the colors in the bag are the colors in your capsule. Otherwise, you're going to find you're hardly ever going to wear it. By the way, this is on sale. Products in the detail below. Now, let's see how these outfits work together. Mentioned earlier in the video, I am a designer and I design maximalist capsule wardrobes. In fact, I'm busy working on the 4 maximalist capsules as we speak. So if you want to stay updated on my latest collections and specials and new releases, go to tracygoldnewyork.com. Sign up to my newsletter list and I look forward to seeing you there. But wait, there's more. Watch the next video.